Another week. You're back with the Near Post Podcast.
It's not even another week, fam.
Can you?
I don't think I could do it.
No? I'm waiting for you.
So we saying?
He's man lost their mojo.
So we saying? Oh, United, we stand.
No. I'm
And United, you fall.
I'm asking if you do the
They're
intro.
doing a moment of silence.
Saying, yeah?
He's doing a moment of silence.
I'm asking if you do the intro. You do the intro?
Moment of silence.
You can't do your bit?
No.
All right, cool. When he
Moment of
returns,
silence.
Next week I think I'm back.
Near Post, whoa.
There you go.
Whoa.
Bitch.
Let's get into it.
We'll get back to it.
Eric Seven Haag.
No, don't do that.
What's going
You
on?
don't do that, bro. You don't get to make no rules today.
I do.
You're in all black because you witnessed a killing there. We're in all black. We're in all black to pay respects. Nah, all the man them's in all black. God, we had to pay respects. You get me?
Last week.
Rest in peace to the United title race.
When the road.
We will never win it.
Yeah, man.
Even though he wanted to convince me. But you know what's so crazy?
It's okay.
You know what's so crazy?
Yeah, go on.
Lay out.
You've been doing bro. You know what's so crazy? What you've been doing for the last like 3 months.
Yeah, go on.
And it's been the funniest shit ever.
Go on.
Kels has been trying to convince me. But you know what he's not, you know what he's doing? Instead of trying to convince me, he's trying to get some trolling points on some of the weaker minded fellows that support the same club.
Yeah, I hear it.
So what he's trying to do is draw me out so I say something, but I don't say nothing. And then the other person will go and say something, and then he's like, I got one of them. That's it. That's all I needed.
But
and I'm like, we're not in the title race.
No, I hear it. But
This guy.
I mean,
is
hold
the
on.
Media training.
Hold on. Can I cook?
Blood.
Can I cook?
Yeah, go.
I just want to talk about
Chef.
because as we
Anything you're about to say, just realize I didn't say it. So
no. But what you spoke about last week in one of our many group chats was about the Carabao Cup being a sign of progression.
Yes.
And you said it is a sign of progression.
Yeah, of course it is.
And for that progression, you held a goal for every day you've been champions of the Carabao Cup. Sunday to Sunday, 7, I lie.
I like that.
So
you wrote that down.
Oh, no.
You studied
No.
Can you put that on a piece of paper?
I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
You was at work, and that popped in your head yesterday, and you wrote that on a piece of paper.
So first, what I'm gonna tell you is that
I love it, though.
denial is an irreverent Egypt.
No, don't do that either.
Denial's no. So you're trying to spin this like this gracious humility.
Listen, no. God's on the truth.
It's a progression,
God's
right?
on the truth. Why are you doing that?
Can we do the celebration?
I pay my respects. This is me paying my respects. This is. Oh no, he did.
Let's not.
But no. Tell me about the progression.
No, it is like I said off camera. It still is progression. I just think that it's the same players that lost 5-0 at Old Trafford last season. It's easy.
Oh, so you say it's routine.
Hold on, hear me out. It's easy because I know you want to cook, so I'm not gonna bite on the cookings.
That's not ready yet. That's why it's not ready yet.
I'm gonna let you do what you
Cooking is a process.
No.
Progression.
I think honestly, because if you look at last season, I was actually at Old Trafford when that happened. I left at halftime.
Why are you about that, fam? What's your problem, bro? What's your problem, bro?
Just let me, and then I'll let you, and then he
What's your problem, bro?
Continue to saute.
What's your problem, bro?
Let the man talk.
So last season at Old Trafford, 4-0, I left. I was
Wasn't
like,
it 5?
Nah, it's not. No, at 4-0, I left.
Oh,
I wasn't
see.
staying to find 5 or 6.
What? You're not to the end.
I am, but you got to understand something. Not to take it into this conversation, but beyond that, I already have a hard time supporting the club for the business reasons. Outside of that, like I got rid of my season ticket because of the business reasons. I haven't bought a kit because of the business reasons. So by the time that my good friend Erik is like, do you want to come? I'm like, yeah, I'll go see the team play. Why not? I still support the club. I go. Obviously, I didn't expect anything out of that game at all, and that's happened. So halftime easy for me to walk out. I said to you, Kels, I said, yeah, we could possibly get a draw. That should already tell you. I'm not sitting there saying we're going to Anfield, we're going to win. I'm not sitting there confident that we'll get.
One sec. Carry on.
What are you doing?
No, go on.
No, I feel like you're going to go get your phone and try and draw me into something. You can't leave halfway through.
We interrupt this broadcast to say there has been a murder on Merseyside.
This guy, bro. You know what the worst thing is?
What's the
You know
worst
what
thing?
like the absolute worst thing is?
You have to eat this.
The hate
It's not hate.
is extreme.
It's not hate.
Because of what happened in the 90s and the 2000s.
Nah. Shall I tell you what? Shall I tell you what? I'm enjoying this cooking more than anything else. And I'm enjoying this because when we lost 8-2 to United, and you lot never failed to remind us, we played Ignacy Mikel, Francis Coquelin at left back,
Jenkins at right back.
Jenkinson at right back, Denilson in midfield.
Yeah, but
we had academy players.
But remember the cookie.
Wait, let me finish. How my friend, let me finish. Our bench made up about 301. That's how high the numbers are on our bench. That was an academy team that got cooked by big men. You had your first team out. You had Ashley Young. Rooney Ashley Young scored the same free kick twice. All that. We got fried.
You really can't be sitting here.
The reason why the 7-0 was worse is because that was your first team. That was the best possible team you could have put out.
100%.
And there was no player missing that would have changed that result. You had Champions League Varane and Alessandro Martinez.
Oh, you mean
supposedly the best the best centre back pairing in the league. I'm not cooking it. I'm not saying they're bad players. No. I'm not.
I'm asking.
People. There's been rumblings that they've been the best centre back pairing in the league. I'm not.
I've got time for that.
I'm not disputing it.
I'm not saying. I'm not going to argue who's better. What I'm saying is
no. But if you were to say that, if you were to name the top 5 centre back partnerships, they would be in the conversation.
But for this,
and no, I would wrong you for that. Hold on. Let me. I'm still going. You've got Luke Shaw in the form of, probably in the best form since the 1920 season, maybe 2021 season.
Before the leg break.
After the leg break. So the season that he went World Cup, that was probably the best iteration of Luke Shaw we've seen since Southampton's iteration. Or before the leg break. You've got Marcus Rashford and probably the purple patch.
I just went to see if I could find Casemiro, but apparently he's still missing. My bad.
Anyway,
well, I was getting to Casemiro. Best DM in the league.
Yeah.
That all went to Anfield.
I'm starting to get concerned now.
Hold on.
I'm concerned.
Let me finish, Miguel. It's not like you lot were on a downturn either. You were stringing games along. You were getting wins on. So you were buoyant. You've just won a cup against Newcastle. You were buoyant. Yeah, 18 unbeaten. So to go to Liverpool, who have been out of sorts all season
in games.
Yeah, all comps. To go.
18 games since you lost to Arsenal.
You played more games than everybody else.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
In a quicker span of time.
Yeah. So anyway, you've gone, and you've not gone there with your heads down. You've gone there with your tails up, your chest puff out, and you've held 7 from a midfield that was Harvey Elliott, Fabinho, and Henderson.
What do you want me to say?
Where was Cass?
It's that 7-0 is infinitely worse than the 8-2 that Arsenal held.
I would have never debated that though.
No, I'm just making it loud. I'm just saying it loud because I feel like a lot of people are not understanding the magnitude of that 7-0 loss. For me.
I think,
and it's a routine loss.
I think the 5-0 for me personally was worse because of where the club was at the time.
But it's a routine loss though. For me,
yeah,
and the reason why I say routine, is because for the last, I would say the last 3 seasons since the COVID season, you lot have held a 6-0 at least a season.
So did Fergie though. I don't get.
Fergie never held a 6. When did Fergie ever hold a 6-0? Once. Once. Fergie was a manager for how long, Sims?
No, but he held his fair share. So he held his fair share.
Do you know what?
Arsenal
let me
bumped us that time as well.
You said the last one was worse.
The 5-0.
The 5-0 was worse than the 7-0, but
the position that we were in.
But supposedly you're
better now. That's why, and this comes to why I argued about progression. This is why I argued with you about progression.
Then it was expected. We knew Liverpool were basically on top of the world, on top of their game.
When you play these games, as we all know sitting here, form goes out the window. When you play rivalry games, form goes well out the window.
But you don't get packed in.
What you did. No, stop.
No. That lineup should never concede more than 4 goals.
No. That's fact.
I understand what you're saying, but
Ten Hag said this was not a professional performance. What does that mean?
But then
Bruno was doing this. Did you see Bruno kick off?
What's his name? To box the ref.
Are we gonna?
What's the centre mid that plays for Liverpool? What's his name?
Harvey Elliott.
No, the other one.
Did
you see Bruno try to kick off his kneecap?
and then walk towards.
Walked off. He walked off.
I mean,
he had the armband.
I think it's easy.
Cappy. Cappy.
But the thing is, even everyone's come out now and everyone's saying he wasn't asking to come off. Apparently he was asking for something else. I don't think he was.
Said no mas.
I don't think he was asking to come off. But again, when it comes to fans, I get it, the banter of it, because obviously everyone's gonna banter each other. If it happened to you guys,
no, but I'm asking you about the progression,
and I'm answering your question.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't think You know, I'm gonna use a quote that you said last week. Two things can be true at the same time, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So I believe that since I'm gonna say City, I think we're on 6-3, right? So I think
Double hat trick.
Since City, there's been actual progression in terms of attitude, football on the pitch, understanding of tactics, things of that nature. You move forward, and the team is doing well. It's on paper. It's on wax. You can see
Yeah, in the league, 100%.
in the league, you can see it's on wax. To the point where your friend here is trying to convince me
that you're in
we're in a
a title
title race. I kept saying to him, we're not. One, because we don't have the depth, we don't have the experience, and even though you have players like Casemiro, Varane, and stuff like that who've been at that higher level and won big trophies, we're still in the deficit because we can't really play the way the manager's asking us to play. He's we're playing a skeleton version of what he would like to do.
Yeah, a pseudo 10 out of 10.
Until he
100%.
gets the players the other players he needs in certain positions. Like I said, you guys could disagree with me, but like going to Anfield, I think it's always tough. I think it's 70% mental, 30% physical. I think if you lose and your manager said that, he remembers going to that stadium and getting lost in the mental battle and not being able to play football.
Yeah, they play the occasion, not the match. Yeah.
And sometimes not even sometimes, all the time, many teams, Barcelona were up by how much in the Champions League that time, and they've gone there, and Liverpool turned them over. It's the atmosphere. I've sat in the cop myself. It is insane. I'm not saying
it's literally
that
on top of you.
excuses conceding 7 goals. What I'm saying is that if you're not prepared for the mental battle, as Carragher said, as Gary Neville said, our biggest thing going to Anfield was not to concede in the first 20 minutes. Get over that first 20 minutes, silence the crowd, and then you play.
That didn't do you no good.
No, but for the first half, we created 5 chances. They scored in the 44th. It is what it is. No, it is what it is. Like, what can you do? Like, at the end of the day,
You're right,
at the end of the day, if it was the same United performance that you saw when we played them at Old Trafford, mentally, physically, they were done. It's just we didn't score 7. So yeah, the number is crazy. The progression that you're asking about, I still think is there. I just think that we showed up mentally. The players showed up mentally unprepared to go through what we was going to go through at Anfield, and they're up for that game. Listen, Liverpool, as you just said, Liverpool having a terrible season by their standards.
All right, so
right? This is probably the biggest thing that happened to them this season in terms of them doing well, and this will probably kick on for the rest of the season.
All right, so I want to ask you a question, and then I'm going to explain as to why, depending on your answer.
Yeah, go on.
So would you say, like, in your opinion, since the beginning of the season, that United have progressed?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because one could argue that a lot of your wins, like your 1-0 was against Southampton, your recent, was it 2 or was it 3 against Leicester? That you recently 3-0 against Leicester.
I think it was, yeah.
A lot of your wins have come off the back of maybe a lot of teams not taking their chances, or them having too many chances and
That's football.
getting overrun. But
That's football.
You've never really controlled these games, for example, or never really.
That's football. Again, I go back to what I just said. If you're playing a skeleton version of what the manager normally plays, and you're seemingly getting results, the thing is, the progression is not just on the pitch. The progression is in attitude.
But doesn't that coincide with Rashford's form as well? Because I'm thinking in my head, if Rashford goes down, is that United season?
No, I don't think so.
The reason why I say
I'll agree with you in that.
the reason why I say that is because don't get me wrong, where you guys have been great is that you take on moments and you kill in moments. And Rashford is the type of person that one moment, bam, and then that one goal can change the whole complexity of a game. But when you actually look at in game, what United are actually doing, you lot are conceding a lot of chances.
I think if you're trying to say the result was the result coming,
Yeah.
well, when I say result, the loss, not
Not the result,
not
yeah,
so much
was it
7.
coming? Yeah, it was coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was coming because in reality, if
like cowboy
Leicester was
football.
more clinical,
It's like cowboy football.
Leicester could have given us a 4-1
Yeah.
result. So yeah, that result was coming.
Even West Ham, I think, in the FA Cup. I
Yeah.
think, Antonio
missed a couple
two
1-1s.
ones.
So we were bound to concede chances and be on the wrong end.
And all you did was meet a clinical team who were ruthless every single time they got a chance. Versus if West Ham were that clinical, I think the
is it
thing
progression?
No, it is progression because there's a difference in attitude, there's a difference in feeling, there's a difference in the way that the players believe, there's a difference in obviously difference in manager, difference in staff, difference in form. People like Rashford. Remember last season, ship him out. He needs to be gone. Nobody's saying that now. So you got to think that obviously there is progression. Is it the type of progression where I'm saying, oh, we're going to go and win the league? No, it was never going to be that. He's still getting his feet.
I don't think you can excuse the 7 though.
No, you can't. No, I'm not excusing 7. What I'm saying is when you continue to say, "Is it progression?" It has to be progression.
Progression aside, it's progression. But I'm saying,
no,
you can't continuously be getting beat.
You can't blip like that.
And you have to remember. So when a team loses by a 7-goal margin, it's not because their team is necessarily that much better. I.e., for example, in the FA Cup, if a League 2 team gets a Prem team, you don't always rarely do you see them lose 6-7s. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
That's what I'm trying to say.
So it's not an ability thing. So what is it?
It's an attitude thing.
It's a psychological thing.
So there is a big problem.
I think in some cases you can almost say they were beaten in the tunnel.
But for me, this is why I had an argument. This is why I had the argument, because the reason why I bring up progression is because I had an argument that basically a Carabao Cup is a sign of progression of where United is, and I said that's scary if you think the Carabao Cup is a sign of, because any cup, especially
considering
the League Cup, the run,
but 6 years
tournament football, effectively, you're playing 6 or 7 games. It's easy to be good over 6 or 7 games and be awful. The sign of progression is your league form. Now,
yeah, but look what we are compared to
no. And I said I'm not going to knock United in terms of their league form, but they are the best of a bad bunch. That was my opinion, because we've got Tottenham right now who can't string 90 minutes of good play together. Liverpool have been indifferent all season. Chelsea are where Chelsea are for very good reason. It's not a surprise that we're seeing Brighton are 6th, right?
Brighton or Fulham.
They're 6th or 7th. 6th or 7th on 39 points at this point in the season is unheard of.
I disagree though, because as much as a lot of the top teams have fallen off, you've got a lot of the lesser teams that are
picking up points. But no, that's what I'm saying, and they are where they are.
So
but at the same time, they still don't have, like, for example, they don't have the pedigree that, and you got to then go into the data and look at the results of who they're getting points off. Do you get it? So when you're looking at when you're looking at United as progression, really and truly, the only team that you've come up against in terms of, you look at the fixture and go, okay, that's going to be a tough fixture. Really and truly, the only team that you've got the better of is the Arsenal game where you got the 3-1.
And City.
And the Liverpool game where you beat them 2-1.
And City.
And the City game 2-1.
Which,
now,
even that goal.
Do you get Chelsea 1-1?
I don't.
But then when you then look at those performances, but then when you then look at those performances in those games, the only game where I can say United actually pammed them was the Liverpool game.
But you're only talking about
City.
You're only talking about on paper, and that's why it's wrong. Because in reality, if anyone gets Brighton tomorrow and they beat Brighton, it's a good win.
No, but I get that. But what I'm saying is, and obviously on paper and on pitch, different things. But at the same time, in those games, the manner of beatings you've got from certain teams, or the manner because we're going by performances. So obviously on paper, of course, United are a stronger team than Brighton and vice versa. But Brighton's playing better football and vice versa. I get that. But when you're looking at like the performances against certain teams now, you're seeing, like, you made the point why Arsenal going life and death with Bournemouth or whatever. And I said you're going to get them games sometimes. With United, it feels like more often than not, you're going to teams that really and truly, if there is a sign of progression, as was being said, the football shouldn't be so life and death. It shouldn't be so turgid. Do you get what I'm saying? And for me, that's why I say, yeah, league form is one thing and there is progression there, but has United as a team progressed any better this season than they have from last year? I don't think so, because I still think you can see too many chances. I still feel like, although there's a better identity of play, I feel like that's just because there are players in positions, as i.e. Casemiro, who actually know what they're doing, whereas before you had the McFred and McTom, you had the McSauce combination, and neither of them are mid or midfielder. Like they're bollocks. Do you get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're trying to say, but it's crazy to say that United hasn't progressed.
No, I'm not saying they haven't. I'm saying the progression, the Carabao Cup is not a sign of you now becoming a good team or anything like that. Because that was the argument that was made.
No, but it is.
It's not. It's not.
No, it is, because
look at the run you had.
No, but hear what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. We have to stop this monotony.
I'm not talking about the teams you beat. I'm saying look at the run. Look at the games you played and the runs you had. What team did you beat convincingly on the way to the Carabao Cup?
Let me ask you this question.
No,
name one. No. Let me just ask you this question. Because this is kind of revisionism. If you look at the beginning of the season, right? Who do we lose to? I know you know. Don't act like you don't know.
Brentford.
And
why is that angry?
No, I'm not angry. I'm asking.
I like you know.
I don't act like you know, because if you're gonna banter, let's just.
I'm not bad. I'm speaking purely objectively.
I remember the 4-0.
Okay, so 4-0 to who?
Brentford.
Okay, and who did we lose to after that? Okay, so at the beginning of the season, we lost those 2 games. Did you expect the performance against Liverpool the following game?
No.
Okay, what did I say to you? Do you remember?
Phone goes out the window.
No.
Or something like that.
My words to you when we beat Liverpool were, it doesn't matter beating Liverpool because you should get up for those games anyway.
Yes.
It's the previous two
It's
you just
the
lost.
two, Brighton and Brentford.
That's what I said
And the
to you,
manner
right?
you lost them in.
Right. So I said, I don't care about this game.
Okay.
And we won that game. And of course you celebrate, you beat Liverpool. Great. Then you go and you play, I think it was Southampton after that. 1-0.
1-0.
Right?
Fernandes.
Game after that, I think it was Leicester 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. I think Sancho scored something like that. Anyway, nonetheless.
Both teams were in the gutter, right?
Yeah, right. If I would have said to you, we're going to win the Carabao Cup, it don't matter. After those first two games, you'd have laughed me out the room. You'd have laughed me out the room. You'd have been like, win where? How? You got Liverpool next.
Oh no, I
Touchdown
don't
now.
disagree.
No,
I would have
but
expected you to win the
This is
Carabao
what I'm
Cup.
trying to say. So when we speak about progression, and you're right, I do actually agree with you when you say there's players in positions now who understand the role, so it becomes easier. 100% agree that. But you still need a manager, you still need a structure, you still need, because Casemiro could, as we saw on Sunday, Casemiro can do his job and be left very much in midfield by himself. Rashford doesn't have to perform. Rashford had a clear-cut chance and baby legged it into the keeper's hands. That's what I'm trying to say.
Alisson's hands, yeah.
So mentality as a whole.
It was like early on as well, isn't it? If he scores that, it's a different game. It's a different game.
Bolts, because now
Let's be honest, the first half was good.
Yeah, it was. We played.
Yeah, you didn't lose because of the first
You
half.
played better than them.
And to be honest with you, Rashford scores
That's
that
why it's
goal.
nuts.
Now deep it this way.
That's why it's a problem.
This is where your mentality goes out the window. Rashford scores. Does Liverpool of this season show up? And do they not hold 7?
Debatable.
It's debatable, but I'm saying because we've seen them poor this season, right?
Yeah.
The difference is Liverpool scored first, and this is two for me this season, for different reasons, mentally fragile teams. Because Liverpool are mentally fragile. We've seen it all season. They win a game, they lose a game.
I don't think they're mentally fragile.
They are at the moment.
They are.
No, I don't agree.
They're not at the moment.
Their
because of
team
what
is
they just did.
fragile. I don't think they're mentally fragile.
But I think they've been mentally fragile.
I think Liverpool are, and but I don't think United are.
No, I do think we are. And the reason being is I've been saying it in different conversations where sometimes there are games where I look at certain players who last season were absolutely awful, and I'm like, there he is again, doing the same shit again. Diego Dallo doing the same shit again. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will praise Wan-Bissaka. Think about the levels we're at. People will praise Wan-Bissaka for just keeping the ball, just having ball retention. That's a natural thing for football.
Anthony for sustaining attacks.
This is it. So people are praising things that you should be able to. You're praising people for things that they should be doing.
You know what's mad? Because we were all thinking it.
But hear me out though. Hear me out. I think everyone, you could say, no, I'm not saying everyone. You could say after the fact of 7-0 that United's mentally fragile. Let's be honest. I can't think of a team in any sport who's gone on an 18-game unbeaten run or whatever not, and they're mentally fragile. Your confidence is up.
I don't think that Liverpool are mentally fragile though.
Confidence.
I don't think Liverpool are mentally fragile. I just think they've had it outsourced because their team's been outsourced. They're missing a lot of big man.
They're in a bad moment.
They've been, and they've been at such a peak for so long. And I said, I've always made this point that routinely teams cannot stay at a peak level for longer than 3 years. That cycle has to refresh. I've always said this. And I thought that when Liverpool, that cycle was going to drop off back in, I think, 1920. So the level that they've gone at consistently for so long, it's happening with City now. Some of these men are just tired. I don't think they're mentally, I think they're just tired.
But their fall off is
different.
It's a cliff.
Yeah.
I think. What I mean by mentally fragile is going back to the Rashford thing. If he goes and scores that goal, do we see Liverpool who haven't been at their best, or do we see Liverpool pick it up and then go again and get a goal? I think we see, debatable as you said, but I think we see Liverpool have been struggling this season, regardless who's on the pitch, because that's what mental fragility comes from. I don't think they believe, until they've done this now, I don't think they believe that they would have done that. I don't think they went into Anfield and thought,
I agree
we're
with you.
giving them 7, you know?
I
We're
agree
touching
with
them.
you.
Yeah, I don't think they did that either.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think they're thinking, boys, result. Don't let this happen today. And it's turned out that way for them.
I agree with you. Where does United's mental fragility come from, though?
For me, I think it's always been there. It's just the fact that when you...
I don't think so.
Hear me out.
For me, I think it's that they know certain man can't rise.
This is where I was going to agree with you until then.
Yo, some things you can't pause in them.
No.
That can be paused.
But I think there are levels.
Yo.
Because I think when we look at Fred, for instance,
Nah, let's not do that.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. You look at him, you look at McTominay.
Using him as
Let's start with Anthony.
Okay, fine. Anthony it is. Anthony goes into that game, and in lesser games against teams that it doesn't have to be perfect all the time, you go into that game, and then all of a sudden he's lost.
I think
Robinson hasn't had the run of any wing this whole season. All of a sudden, Robinson's on bolts
gave
looking
me the
like
freedom of Merseyside.
Yeah. He said, "Go ahead, go, because I'm not chasing you back there. That's crazy. Look how fast he's
That
going.
is honestly one of the
And
worst
that's the
wing
thing.
performances I've ever seen from a winger.
That's the
Honestly.
thing that we praised him for.
What did we say? We said, listen, what did I say?
checking back.
I said,
Back in.
when we were speaking, I said, you take the work rate from Anthony
And he's
you
getting
get
pelters.
Bebe. What did you see against Liverpool?
Bebe.
I didn't think I saw Bebe, bro. He did like a fan. He did like a fan, bro. And you know what's mad? And this is the thing. I think your mental fragility comes from the fact, that I'm not even being funny. If I'm someone like Rashford, or I'm some of the man on the pitch, and you're thinking, if I don't have a blinder today, like I'm Anthony, and you're Rashford, and whatever, we're on the pitch and we're thinking, right, cool. He's playing shit, and you look over at him, and you look at the bench, and you've got Elanga,
Sancho,
Garnacho, and whoever, McTominay, Maguire. You don't look at that bench and find inspiration. You look at that bench and think, yo, you man turn it on because
think there's only
there's
two
no
players.
cavalry over there, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's only two players that could come on and did anything different, and you named them in the beginning.
And even though, and even then, it's Garnacho and Sancho or bust because you look at the centre backs.
Afterwards, after that,
If any of them man are having a shit game, you're not inspired to say
can't be
there's
in
someone
that
else coming in.
situation.
You're not looking at the hater and going, if he has a shit game, we can drop him because we got my man on the bench for next game.
But
I think that's where the fragility comes from.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I think that I agree with why Slims would say, nah, I don't think it's that. But there's always going to be that little thing.
Fam, you've all played Sunday League.
Yeah.
You know when there's a man on the sideline and you're thinking, fuck, if he comes on.
Yeah, we're done. But this is what I'm trying to say. I think
You're looking at me hard. You know what I'm talking about?
You know what it is? I think when you look at, but again, when you look at Fred, when you look at certain players, certain positions, you're gonna be like,
Crash Bandicoot.
you want to count on them. But the truth of the matter is that little last season you guys were terrible is still there, and you can see it, and I can see it in the games even when we're playing and we win those games. I'm like, look at this. Most of the time, these players are either doing the same dumb shit and getting bailed out.
Yeah, blood. Crash Bandicoot.
I mean, Fred is getting bailed out a lot. The only difference is the same reason why we're cussing that we said for Anthony, work rate. He gets about and he puts his foot around.
No, but
the
Crash
truth of the matter
Bandicoot is good for them games where you need to get front to back quickly.
He is, but you know what United needed in there?
Them end-to-end games, he's good for that.
Yeah, what United needed against Liverpool was a controller. Someone who's going to get on the ball and calm the team down. Without Eriksen, without, well, I would say Sabitzer.
Well, like
He's
Pogba.
not really. No, fuck off. I'm not even going to have that because how many good performances he had? Go on, you tell me.
Nah, I'm going to be honest. I think the reason I'm not talking much is I think we're looking for excuses that don't exist.
No.
The reality of it is that let's remember the first half we were the better team. So even if you go into that game with mental fragility, half time your tells are up.
Yeah, the capitulation.
Even if it's 45 minutes, you're on boost.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You're going in saying we're better than them.
All right then. If you break it down player for player, De Gea's having a great season. Shaw's having probably his best ever season. Martinez and Varane, we spoke about them already. Right back, you could leave that. Casemiro.
No, Dallas having a good season.
I know, but that's debatable.
Yeah, it's
I'm
up and
talking
down.
about the ones that aren't debatable.
The ones that are
Casemiro, we're talking about
competition.
Casemiro or Party. Rashford's having the best season he's ever had. Garnacho, even though he didn't start, we're saying possibly generational. Anthony, half of the world's on his nuts. Half of us don't know what he's doing. But do you get what I'm trying to say?
The only one that's all a bit higgy with is Weghorst, which is
Weghorst, but his last two games in number 10 has been
He's
loaded.
been all right. He's been cooking something.
Fred's got like 4 and 5.
Yeah.
So
even Bruno's been looking functional.
So as much as
you can't kill him.
Like what I'm trying to say is I can't find the excuses
as to why you fell apart.
Why we fell apart. We just did. If I was to blame two players, it'd be Anthony and Bruno. But we all know you don't lose 7-0 because of two players. No. So ultimately, I can't find a reason as for why that happened.
Some of the goals are just comical.
It was comical, and I think they just gave up. I honestly think they just gave up. Like I said, you don't lose 7-0. because the team's 7 goals better than you.
Yeah.
Not in the Premier League.
Even that first goal, Anthony he just watches. Robertson,
But you know
like
what-
you said,
you know
Robertson
what?
begged. He made the goal because he begged out to come inside.
Robertson made the goal.
Anthony
but
watched
you
him.
know what?
Anthony watched him.
Anthony was rubbish for that. To be fair, Varane was rubbish for that. But I'll give Robertson his ratings for creating a goal. Gakpo's first touch, to be fair,
Killed it.
Yeah,
So
killed it.
as much as United made mistakes, I'm willing to give Liverpool their
Liverpool
props.
took every-
There was 3 goals. There was 3 goals in that game.
You
that
couldn't
was
fuck with. You couldn't fuck with
don't
them.
see that on our part.
I don't think the Robertson one was one of them though, because he actually had the time to point to Gakpo where he.
But he still has to play that ball inside Fred and the centre
The
back.
time that he's
That's
taken
hard.
to point to man, someone should have cut that passing lane.
I agree with you.
But it didn't happen.
But it's one thing watching it, but being in that moment when
Yeah,
that
it's
happens.
had-
Before you fought
it's
to
gonna
do
happen
that,
a
it's
lot.
done.
Yeah, it's
These are
done,
pro
it's done.
ballers. Before you fought to even do
Before
it,
we
it's done.
wrap up, yeah.
Both attacking and defensively, they're still pro ballers.
No, but it's happening quicker than you saying someone pointing. It's the same way where Sancho sent Milner sliding and Bruno had time to point to a corner and he wanted Sancho shooting.
I agree, but
It's
we're
happening
both,
quickly,
But in
but it
both
looks-
instances, we're talking about pro ballers.
Yeah, but just because you're a pro doesn't mean you're always going to make the right decision.
Yeah, exactly.
So, for example, Fred's gone out. Varane's probably might be thinking he's out there, that's taken care of. But he doesn't know that Fred's lost
If a
Gakpo.
player's in front of me and he's pointing,
But he doesn't know Fred's lost Gakpo because remember, in Varane's peripheral, Fred's out there. So Robertson can be pointing, but Overhand can see in front of him.
okay,
Kels, in fairness, you're trying to make sense of the Anthony performance. Like,
okay.
Yeah, because really and truly,
it was-
if Anthony's pressing Robertson, that ball doesn't go through. So fuck what Varane and Fred are
he
doing.
probably thinks he's doing the right thing. Like, I think in his head, he's in the right position. So where Robertson's trying to tell
Gakpo.
go there, he's thinking like, I'm cool. I'm where I'm meant to be. If my fullback's where he's
Cut it
meant
out.
to be,
Yeah,
we're cool.
I'm on the attack.
He's
I'm
turned
away.
around and been like, God damn, I'm in centre mid. You get me? So really, trying
Bro,
to
he was ball watching so long. You know when you
Before we
fall
wrap
asleep
up,
on
yeah?
that pad and the pad just
Before we
skirted.
wrap up, I just want to get you lot's opinions on Bruno and Anthony because those are my bugbears at the moment.
Did you player cam them? I player cam Bruno still.
To be honest with
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I watched the second half just in shock. I can't
player cam
even
Bruno.
tell you much detail about what happened, bro.
I
So-
player cam Bruno, bro. That is one of the most stinkiest.
But you know what, bro? His
And
position,
Bruno's
though,
had bad performances.
his position.
I'm going to
though,
defend him. I'm going to defend him. Not on that performance because it was bad.
So what are you talking about then?
No. But consistently, he's actually been one of Man United's better performances.
This season?
Yeah, this season.
Yeah, I agree. He's been functional.
Yes.
But these are the
Talking about
games.
yesterday, he was-
You need to stand.
Not yesterday.
You got the armband.
Weekend.
You're at Anfield. Stand up and be counted. That performance was so stinky. And do you know why it irks me that it was Bruno? Because Bruno loves to be Captain Fantastic. We all know about Bruno's hero board. When things are going bad, he wants to go up front, score the goal, make it happen, run over and do his little whatever the fuck he's doing. He loves that. Where
hate
was
Bruno
it?
Fernandes, you
No, I don't hate Bruno Fernandes because
Yeah.
of the no wait. I don't hate him. No, I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
It's okay.
I don't hate him for the intention. I hate him for the fact that he thinks he's that
Execution.
guy. And he can't execute it.
No,
That's what irritates me.
But I think that's unfair because in most cases when he came to the club, he was that guy.
For
scored goals,
for his
got
first
assists.
for his first
His
whatever
numbers- his numbers
13
even now,
months.
when you look at it,
Yeah,
are
are
still
good.
insane.
They're good numbers.
I'm not saying
They're good numbers.
I agreed with you when you said he plays hero ball. He actually is more of a detriment to United than he helps.
He's a good-
This season under Ten Hag, his wastefulness has gone down.
I agree.
On paper.
Less hero ball.
Less hero ball, more constructive stuff.
Statistically, he's a monster.
But
I don't dispute that.
I think again, that's why I said mental fragility, because I think again when it went tits up or it started to look that way, certain guys who remember the PTSD from before started saying, "Oh no, not again."
But what
And
pissed
that's
me
when
off?
it started going.
No, but what pissed me off about Bruno is that
gave up.
Bruno came. Did you see the interview?
Yeah, that's what
he
I'm saying.
came out.
It was
he-
like, "Oh no!"
It was
no,
so
please,
petulant.
please.
It was so
did the
petulant
Gallas
from him.
thing, basically.
It was so petulant.
Yeah.
He had the armband on. He was running around. You saw the little thing where Konate tapped him on his chest and he said, "I've been punched in my face." And
Yeah, but
like,
that's-
it was.
that's
It
what
was.
happens.
But he sets that tone.
No, but
do you
hear what I'm-
understand?
hear what I'm
He's
saying, though.
he's meant to be
That's
Captain
the-
Fantastic.
That's the mental fragility. That's what I'm trying to say. When
That's
it
not
starts-
fragility, that's
listen-
fuckery.
No, listen to
That's not fragility. That's fuckery.
Listen to what I'm saying
On that
to you.
note.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is that I agree with everything you're saying.
Let it go.
I'm saying when Slim said I don't think it's a mental fragility thing. I don't think the goals were, but I think once it started to go sour,
Yeah.
you saw those players start
Who
saying,
can't-
"Oh
who
no,
can't hit another
not
gear."
again. Oh, they're not going to do us like this again."
But this
And
is
that's
what
when
I'm
it-
saying about Bruno. Bruno plays, he moves as if he can hit that
And he
gear,
said he don't
that
do
he
it.
belongs. No, because you're saying that he moves as if he, you know what I'm saying? He moves as he belongs at that level. He acts like it.
He does.
But,
His numbers put him at that level.
but where was that level on
He went tits up and
Sunday?
he lost his rag.
But in the
Like,
first
what
half,
you do?
as you said, you were the better team. What did he do good in that first half? Yeah, all right, wrap up.
No.
This is the Near Post podcast. Wait, bro. Let it go, man. Let it go.
He said that like I said he had a good game.
We'll put Bruno's stats for the game.
No, they were shocking. No, obviously shocking.
4 tantrums. One referee push.
Oh man!
It's so funny. They
2 kickouts.
You know they said they're not going to investigate him for that.
Of course they're not.
I was like, nah,
It's only because the ref was on crud and jakes him up as well. That's why.
And you know, actually, even though I was gonna say this is the Near Post podcast, really quickly, 30 seconds. What are we saying about the Weghorst thing?
Veggie.
Oh, what, touching the thing?
Touching
Did you actually hear what he
touching the
said
badge.
about it?
He
tried to stop Van Dijk from doing it, missed his hand.
Where was Van Dijk in that video, please?
Van Dijk was nowhere near.
I didn't say I said that.
Listen, Mr. Veghorst, you can't fool me. I've seen that trick before.
Weggy?
You can't fool me.
Maybe he's a Liverpool, I don't know.
He's a Liverpool. He's a boy. He's been a boy in
talking
Liverpool.
about?
He's been a Liverpool fan. He wanted to touch it because he's a fan of Liverpool and thought this is
Who
cool.
advises these guys, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Man said that it's a thing that I do with Van Dijk.
Listen, I know what my manager did, so it's calm. Because from when a man walks in the room and tells everyone shut the fuck up and listen to how they're celebrating, and they all had to sit there in silence for minutes, I was like, that's
What,
how you have to handle
7?
the situation. Probably.
This is the Near Post podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Probably.
Erik 7 Haag, you know.
I don't understand how people are attacking Ten Hag. That's crazy.
Eisenberg, you know.
That's crazy.
The one who knocks.
Bro, Anthony's shit, bro.
Proper doo-doo, bro.
I'm telling you.
That is what the ending